Happy Saturday, everybody.
They got both your
Watching these drunk things. So yeah, I got a little bedhead this morning. Hope you don't mind. I tried to get that picture in a little bit clearer, but when I use the phone and look at the video and try to record it, it does all those lines. I think it's the lines of the screen. It's kind of irritating, but I think you can see the cat up on my forehead. So that's why I was trying to do this, because I wanted to see if I could get because I didn't notice it until I was going through the video, and I'm like, what is that dark mark? Because it looked like, actually, I thought it was like an iPad Go 2 with the brain where it shows like that lightning bolt. And that's what I was like thinking. I'm like, is that like a lightning bolt? Until I started looking at my video, and I'm like, no, that's a cat, like a tiger. It looks like a tiger, but when I was laying down last night, I was like, I wonder if it's a Black Panther. Because, I got Black Panthers on me. And tigers. And lions. The lion is the image that I showed you back in June when Jesus was on my chest and he had that jewel around his forehead. It was really cool. I'll have to show you again sometime if you haven't seen it, or if you're a new subscriber, or you can just go back in the videos. But there's so many videos, there's like 163 now. So maybe I'll just do an updated video and go back and show you the changes that have been happening. Because like I was showing you on my face, is it this side? Yeah, this side. I think this is my left side. I think this is the you can see the face. I think this is representing the golden child, because in the video it shows the golden child walking away, and then the next scene is where I showed you on my face. This guy over here, so interesting. There's his head right there, and he's got his arm laid out right there, and going down there, and there's his body. Because remember, there's that square that I was showing you right there, and it shoots off right like he's lifting up. That's what I was saying about my beauty mark. And then if you look at iPad Go 2, Obama, when he does that smile and there's that eclipse, there's a beauty mark there. And I was like, oh, because that just came to my mind when I was out back. So I was like, what is my beauty mark got to do with this? And then that image popped in my mind. I was just like, that's it. So anyway, so it shows him lifting up, like rising up. So that's quite interesting, because when I showed you Nostradamus' End Times, that one where it showed the sun on the earth, sitting on the earth, and a lion, right? Right in front of it with a red scarf around. Well, we know the lion represents Leo. Leo is in July. Leo represents the king of the jungle, the sun, right? The sun has been planted on the earth. So this guy in iPad Go 2 is actually somebody here on earth that's the chosen one, because remember, in the one Nostradamus is, it's like the Tree of Life book, and right in the middle in English it says in cursive, one male. And I was like thinking, that's it. And then remember, I was giving the example about Willy Wonka. That thing, it's one male, one child chosen. We look back in Jesus' time. Jesus was the chosen one. And notice in 2017, when Trump took office, he kept telling everybody over and over, I'm the chosen one. I was picked for the chosen one. And it's kind of like one of those things where you call a red herring, what a red herring, and then he names his son with Melina, Baron. So it's kind of like saying the Red Baron, right? Kind of like a trickster. His sign, his birth sign, is Gemini. Gemini is two-faced, or pretty much two-faced. With all due respect, my brother below me, he's a Gemini, and he's been two-faced all his life. Um, it's just the way he is. I mean, he's nice, and I mean, he's nice to me and everything, but he talks behind my back. How do I know this? Because when I'm around his son, he'll say hi or whatever, but his son's stuck up. Um, his friends are all stuck up. They think they're better than anybody else. Matter of fact, his kid doesn't even really associate with anybody in our family. Um, that's just, that's how stuck up he is. But my brother can't see it because my brother gives him everything. He's always given him everything. He's spoiled him. Um, and my brother wants to keep peace. That's him. He'll keep peace. Um, or when I have a problem with my mom and he sees what my mom's doing, um, he'll cover it up. He'll protect her. He's very good at protecting my mom, um, even through her lies and stuff like that. But you can tell people, and just like Libra and the Four Horsemen right now, the scales, September 23rd to October 22nd. So we're in that time frame, and that's when they started this Israel thing. Palestine has the flag has the colors of the Four Horsemen. We got the Anunnaki, even written by Scooby Doo in their end times, where the Anunnaki are returning, and so Nibiru to crash in and split the planet, and then an IPEC go to the apple. Remember the golden ring around the sun. And when I just showed you crystal time, or told you about crystal time, talking about this October 14th eclipse was about some type of golden ring myth or whatever. And that's what's on IPEC Go 2. So it's like saying the apple's rolling, the apple splits, and then those lilies, the purple lilies undo, so like purple rain. And then all these wars are, starting. People are fleeing, going from other countries. So if we think back in biblical times, um, and then IPEC Go 2 shows those the fish jumping into the chosen one's boat, their ark, right, to sail off with them. So it's kind of like saying Jesus come back. He reseated himself on the earth, or the sun has reseated itself on the earth, which is we know is Jesus. So he reseated himself on the earth, and he's going to ascend again. That's my interpretation of that, because why would Nostradamus show the sun planted on the earth with a king, a lion, for an end time, and then IPEC Go 2 shows him rising up out of the square. The square, remember, we are the square. We are the footstool. God's sitting above the footstool, right? Remember, God even said, I'll put them in the footstool for you. Those who, those are the bad ones, right? I'll put them in the footstool. Or I'll make a footstool out of them, or something to that effect. But I can't name the scripture exactly right or what it is, but it's really interesting. So I think we're getting really close to something, because the next one is the bow, right? It's called a bow, but it's spelled BOW. So one of the Four Horsemen, where is it? The white horse, the conqueror, the conquest is the white horse. And I wonder, in the arch, and that's November 22nd through December 21st. Now, I wonder if the white bow or the white bow is a white Englishman. Because even the Hopi tribes say the great white, the great white teacher or something like that returns at the end time, when the blue Kachina and the red Kachina meet in the sky. Right now, we have pretty much the blue and the red Kachina, because it's counting our star and the brother that's returning. Okay, so the two brothers are up there right now in the sky, the two sons. Interesting, right? Brothers and two sons. And then the son, the one that's returned is the one that's planted on the earth. And again, of course, uh, um, it shows him ascending. Um, and I think that second son that's here is going to, are the ones that Jesus is taking with him that jumped into his ark, and he's returning back with the Anunnaki. And I think when that great earthquake comes, because remember, I just uh, uh, put it in the thing. Um, just put it in the thing. Where is it? I think it's this one. Look at my videos. Oh, it is. Revelation 6, starting with 9. I'll start with 9. Um, when he opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of those who have been slain because of the word of God and the testimony they had maintained. They called out in loud voice, "How long, sovereign Lord, holy and true, until the judge of the inhabitants of the earth and avenge our blood?" Then each of them was given a white robe. Remember the child in I Pet Goat 2? The child was dead in his mother's arms. Her mother was wearing black, right? Mourning. And then the white robes were given. The child is rising up. Now, in that image on I Pet Goat 2, it shows like a full moon. And I looked it up. There's a full moon on the 28th, the 28th of October. 8 plus 2, 8, 9, 10. 10, it means 1. I wonder if it's like new beginning. Um, periodic table, that's what I was looking up. Because I want to know if cobalt is the 28th letter. I think it is, but because I know iron's 26. Cobalt. No, cobalt's 27. Nickel. Makes sense. I wonder if it's going to happen on the 28th, because nickel is like Nicholas. Remember I told you that guy that guy right there? You can see him where he looks like Santa Claus, like Saint Nicholas. And then you got El Shaddai, and then you got Daniel. Remember I said it's Daniel. I think Daniel's the second son of King David that's returning, because the cone, the white cone, and I showed you Daniel's grave, his tomb, where it's got a white cone. And I think that's very interesting that people should really realize is that Daniel is still favored over in the old world. I mean, he's got this big tomb, and the tomb that he's at when they walk in is this big green like box, chest. I mean, it's really quite big, and it's like where his body's probably residing. Um, but it's got green and gold all over it. Um, that represents the heart. So there's so many things. And remember the green, I showed you the green dragon that was up here on my shoulder. And if you're a new subscriber, it should be in one of my recent videos. It's kind of like I was saying, a hologram on my body. And then when I was looking up here on my forehead yesterday, and I was seeing what looked like a lion, or not, a tiger, or some type of panther with just its face, but hopefully you can kind of see it, because I can see it in the video that I put up. But I'm pretty sure you guys be able to see it. But I'm trying to see today if I can try to pull it out in this lighting. But I don't think, oh, wait a minute, maybe it takes that type of lighting. I think that's what it was. Yeah. I have nothing better to do on Saturday morning. Okay. But I can't seem to get it out, or at least I can't see it with my visual eyes through this lens. But but I usually can see things pretty good after I upload them. So while I'm here, let's see if there's anything else going. See, I don't know if you guys can see that, but I can see it from my angle. It's kind of like interesting. I don't know. I just know it looks different. Oh, it looks like an eyeball. Oh, that looks like an eyeball. What if there's a face right there? Ah, trippy. Let's look at my birthmark. Something going on. Looks like the letter 3 is still there. Yeah, all these spots started coming out this year too. Some people call them sunspots, but that's serious. Okay, anyway, I think that's all I want to say right now. Don't want to chat too much, but I just want to chat, keep everybody on board, get them looking at what's happening in the world today. And, it's just because, it's hard to say, but I say it all the time to stay out of fear because, it is what we're programmed and what our natural response is. That looks interesting. Just seen it out of a weird position. I don't know. I don't even know if you guys even look at the images. I don't even know if there's any images. Oh, I do know because I told you that I've seen them on people on certain profiles of people on their body, like on their chest and on their face or facial hair. You'll see images coming out, but G nevers to mention it to people because no one notices them. Even though I show them, I put them up on no one comments on it. No one acknowledges that they can see it. So again, that's like, where I was like thinking, I bet you it has to do with the third eye. About being blind is like Jesus healed the blind, right? He healed the blind by washing his eye, the cleansing. Because people can only see with, they're either right or left. They're not neutral. They're either this way or this way. They can't be this way. Have a good day.